Hello everyone, welcome back to the Mule channel. Today I'm doing a review of the box office for this weekend domestic chart for March 6th, 2020. So, the biggest movie this weekend was Onward, the Disney Pixar animated movie. It's gonna projected to open at about 40 million. Obviously, they don't know exact numbers for today, but they have Friday, Saturday, and pacing like it's on pace for 40 million in 4,310 theaters, which is actually not very good. It's one of the lower debuts for Pixar and for Disney, and there's a reason. Talk about that in a sec. The Invisible Man is in its second weekend and it did 15.1, which is very good. So it was only down 46%. As you can see in these numbers, a lot of them are like down 70, down 60. Like usually a movie drops by 50% or more first weekend to second weekend as people rush out to see it originally, and then second weekend it's more word of mouth. So The Invisible Man had good word of mouth. That's why it got to 15 million in the second weekend, which is very good. I mean, this movie cost $7 million to make without marketing. So they're probably at break even right now, honestly, at just week 2. So they have probably another 6 or 7 weeks left in the theater, and that domestic gross of 53 million is probably going to head towards 100 million by the end of its lifetime. The Way Back is a movie with Ben Affleck. He's a basketball coach. 8.5 million. That's about what you expect from that movie. It's not, people want to see action movies, they want to see superhero movies, they want to see like really good horror movies like The Invisible Man. The Way Back, that's, to me, that's a Netflix movie. That should have been on Netflix. Just 8.5 million is pretty good though for first weekend. But that's going to go down to 4 million the second weekend, 2 million the third weekend. It's not going to make any money. So why just put it on Netflix? Sign a deal with Netflix. That's all that should have happened with that. But Sonic the Hedgehog picked up another 8 million in its fourth weekend, and is at 140 million domestic gross, and it's still in 3,700 theaters, which is a lot. So that's good. Call of the Wild at 7 million. I think that's pretty good for that movie. Third weekend, 57 million. Problem with Call of the Wild is that it has a $125 million budget. And I mean, I don't know if this link is going to load. This website has problems loading links, but it has a huge budget, and it's going to be a money loser for sure for Disney, because it says 20th Century Fox, but Disney owns that studio now, so that's on Disney. Emma, so it had I think Emma last week had a limited release, and now it's a national release, or it's in more theaters. I don't know. Yeah, it was in what 97 theaters previously. Now it's in 1,500. So that's interesting for that one. Bad Boys for Life in week 8 is still top 7 movies. That's crazy. And we have the lovable, the amazing movie Birds of Prey at 2.1 million in its fifth weekend. In its fifth weekend is doing $2 million. Bad Boys for Life in its 8th weekend is doing 3 million. God. Birds of Prey, they're pretty close to being kicked out of the movie theaters, honestly. They have maybe one more week. Maybe, yeah, another week, because the next week you got Bloodshot and another movie coming out that's nationwide. And it's going to kick Birds of Prey out because that movie stinks. Only at 82 million. Oh, man. Only 82 million domestic gross. Let me remind you that Venom from Sony did 80 million domestic in October of 2018 in its first weekend. Venom did the same amount in 3 days that Birds of Prey has done in 35 days. Ouch. I'm surprised by My Hero Academia. It lost 65 theaters, but it went down 74%. That's an interesting one. That's another one that probably should have been on Netflix. 1917 is still in the top 10. Jumanji, 1917, and Bad Boys for Life having very long lifetime in the theater. Same with Knives Out. Knives Out, 165 million. So if you look at Call of the Wild, wow, it only has 114 million worldwide. It's been in theaters for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It's been in theaters for 17 days. Oh, there it is on the side. 17 days. And remember that the theaters gets about half. So their worldwide box office is 115 million, but you have to half that. And that doesn't, and their cost of 125 million does not include marketing, which I think this movie would probably be another 50 million. So they have about 175 million costs involved. So they need 350 million worldwide to break even. It's not going to happen. This movie might make 150 million worldwide. Disney has a massive loss on this movie. Why they spent $125 million about a movie with Harrison Ford and a CGI dog is unbelievable. It makes no sense. And for Birds of Prey, let's look at the all-time domestic box office. So the highest superhero movie ever box office for domestic is Avengers Endgame at 858 million. Black Panther at 700 million, second place. So these are all mostly movies that have been released in the last 10 years. 2002 Spider-Man, this is without inflation. So 2002 Spider-Man, 407 million, that's very good. That's a lot of money. That was kind of like the kickoff of the whole superhero thing. But we have to go to the bottom. This is where all the bad movies live, at the bottom. Like Hellboy, Elektra, Catwoman, Blade Trinity, Hellboy, Dark Phoenix, Hellboy, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie wasn't that good, Green Hornet, and Daredevil. And around there is Birds of Prey. In 2020 money, Daredevil, Unbreakable, Blade 2, these are all League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. These are all movies without inflation. With inflation, they'd all be above Birds of Prey. If we count inflation, Birds of Prey is probably number 80 ever. Number 80. That's how bad this movie has done financially. It is crazy. With an 85 million budget, and they spent a lot of money on marketing. This movie was everywhere. I'm thinking they have at least, with reshoots, I think they have at least 200 million costs in that movie. And they have to do 400 million to break even. They will not get 400 million. They'll get about 220 million worldwide. They're going to lose $180 million on that movie. Let me repeat this. Birds of Prey is going to lose $180 million to Warner Brothers and AT&T company, which already has about $80 billion in debt as it stands. They're going to add another 100. It is amazing. Same thing with Dark Phoenix. That was a complete bomb. But Dark Phoenix had more worldwide. Both those two movies are it's shocking. Hellboy, Dark Phoenix, Birds of Prey, and Brightburn was like a Netflix kind of movie. But these other three, they're in territory of movies that are 15 years old without inflation. That's how bad Those three movies were this year and last year. But anyway, so yeah, that's the box office for this weekend. Onward won with 40 million, but that was one of the lowest for Pixar because Onward has I think she's a lesbian character in a kids movie, and there was backlash from conservative moms about that. Putting that LGBTQ stuff in children's movies, it's not a good idea. Majority of the moms are conservatives who are probably Christians and don't believe in that stuff. So why would you put that in a kids movie? People who want the LGBTQ stuff, they don't watch kids movies. They watch The Invisible Man or Birds of Prey, stuff like that. They're not watching kids movies. I don't know why you would put that in stuff in kids movies. No one's gonna watch it. People that go to kids movies are kids and their parents who are, if we put a stereotype, parents are usually conservative because lefties tend to be kind of anti-family kind of stuff, right? As a stereotype. So why would you put that in a kids movie? It makes no sense. And like, if conservative parents did go to the movie, they were probably disappointed. They're like, what? How is this character? Why would you put this in a kids movie? I can see this movie dropping 60% in the second weekend. Easily. But it is a kids movie. 50 to 60% at least Onward. Yeah. So that is my video on the box office for this weekend, and then next week, I believe, is the week that Bloodshot comes out, and I'll be seeing that movie and posting a review of Bloodshot for next weekend. And please check out my other videos and subscribe to my channel, and have a great day.